This is seriously one of the fanciest sushi hand roll experiences that I found in Los Angeles. Hey guys, this is Steve from Rockstar Eater, and in today's video, I'm taking you on the ultimate sushi hand roll tour in Los Angeles. The Hand Roll Bar is one of the trendiest new food establishments that you can find in LA. In fact, the entire concept started here in this city about 10 years ago, and now there are quite a few of these sushi hand roll bars around. Then you might be asking, then what are some really great sushi hand roll spots that I must try in LA? Well, that's what I'm going to help you with in today's episode. 3 restaurants, 3 menus, 1 mega experience. And also, if you're new to this channel, take a moment right now to hit that subscribe button, as well as that notification bell. More of these awesome food videos coming your way. And with that being said, let's head over to our first sushi spot. So starting off this tour here in the neighborhood of Sherman Oaks with this very special spot called Uoi Chiba. Now this is a pretty unique hand roll bar because it's really the only one of its kind in LA that specializes in dry aged fish hand rolls. So it all comes from the market that it's all part of called the Joint Seafood, which is America's biggest dry aged fish seafood market. Now this is quality for sure. So this establishment is like a mixture between seafood market, cafe bakery, and sushi hand roll bar. I'm gonna show you all this in just a bit. But look at this, isn't this so cool? I see a lot of things on display. You got your oysters, got smoked fish, even got some dry aged steak. Wow, got variety here. And when you walk into the other section that's towards the cafe and the sushi hand roll bar, they have all of this dry aged fish all in these refrigerators. Yeah, you can buy it, you can take it to go. In fact, this is a wholesaler. A lot of restaurants buy the fish to use as part of their menu. Sushi restaurants, seafood restaurants, you name it. And then right here is the restaurant itself, Uoi Chiba. It's not a conventional sushi hand roll bar setup. It's more like a casual cafe-like environment. It's a very small section, and they would serve you from right over there. I think that's where the bar is. And there's also a cafe section right here, a cafe with some pastries. I heard they have some really nice artisan coffee here. So imagine that, you can get coffee, you can get sushi, and you can get dry aged fish. What a combination. So I would recommend getting something like an OG hand roll set. If you're a light eater, you can do the medium 3 rolls for $18. Or you can do 6 rolls, which is extra medium, for $32. And you can also order these a la carte, ranging from $6 to $9. So not cheap, but not terribly expensive either. So just some rules to abide by: 1 tasting set per person per seat. And they do not do modifications or substitutions. The soy sauce is right here. And then look at that, so simple. A very thin piece of paper with that nice fish logo. So when they create your hand roll, they'll plop it right over here and you eat immediately. And I do want to let you know that there is also another Uoi Chiba in Culver City at the Citizen Public Market. You've seen me there before with Stephanie when I did that full tour of the Citizen Public Market in Culver City. So if you are more in that direction and you want to try Uoi Chiba, then for sure head there. But if you are here in the valley, very close to Ventura Boulevard, this is the spot. So I'm starting off with the lean tuna. This is a very nice bluefin tuna, very simple. And I see there's a lot of fish in there. This all comes from the Joint Seafood Market. So if you want a taste of this raw fish and you don't want to buy the whole fish to go, just eat here at Uoi Chiba and you can sample all the greatness. Wow, that is like tuna roll perfection. That tuna is so nice tasting. It's very clean. It has good flavor. And the seaweed itself, the nori, firm and crispy. You do want to get to it pretty quickly because this thing can be pretty soggy if you just let it sit for like 30 seconds. Yeah, time sensitive. That one is my favorite. No, I'm just kidding. It was only my first one. So this one is the fatty tuna, scraped from the belly, and it looks like there are some scallions inside. That's a nice little touch. Yes, anytime you hear the word fatty tuna, that's like, for sure, you gotta get it. So the options for parking is either street parking, or you can park in a neighborhood, 2-hour free parking. And that's one of the great things about the San Fernando Valley is the availability of parking. That is mind-blowing. Now it's different because with the toro, it's more minced, so it's more like melts in your mouth. Whereas the lean tuna are chunks of fish that you bite into, but it's super tender. This one, really bathed in that soy sauce because it really enhances the flavor so much. Melts in your mouth. And the next one is the steelhead salmon, and it has yukari on top, which is red shiso. Never heard of that. Sounds so exotic. Since it has the yukari on top, maybe I'll try it without the soy sauce just to taste more of the spice and the natural flavor. Like a very nice, clean tasting salmon. Oh yeah. Soy sauce definitely enhances the taste. I don't know who thought of the idea of soy sauce and raw fish. It's like a match made in heaven. Anytime you combine the two, it'll always work. And this one is the kingfish with yuzu koshu. That sounds like a really good combination. Like you can taste the yuzu citrus flavor, you could taste a little bit of spiciness. Really adds like tremendous Asian exotic flavor to this roll. And just like that, it is gone. And this one is the prawn. So inside we have some kaiware, which is sprouts, along with some fish roe, fish eggs. I think it's safe to say that if you go with the super set, you're pretty much gonna try most of what's on their menu. So if you have the appetite to do it, then go for it. Crunchy. There's so many things that I'm experiencing in my mouth, like thick, crunchy prawn with the sweetness of, I wonder if it's the egg or the sprout that gives it that sweetness, but there's also crunchiness in here too from the veggies itself. I'm telling you, I can eat sushi every day if I needed to. Sushi nigiri, hand rolls, cut rolls, you name it. Are you guys like that too? So yes, in case you guys are asking, you can order the drinks from the cafe right to your table here at Oichiba. So they'll make it, they'll bring it over. You can enjoy some nice lattes, like their famous brown sugar latte. Oh man, I haven't had a hot latte in quite a long time. So yes, you can have some coffee, eat some sushi. I mean, this is like the most awesome experience ever. And this one is the crunchy crab with something called the bubu arare, which is those little rice balls or crackers inside. How unique. Oh man, that is so good. Crab hand rolls is one of my favorite things. That's why I was so excited when I got this one. And it looks like there's a piece of shiso inside there too. Kind of adds like a nice earthy flavor. This is the spicy tuna, which is fatty tuna with hot yuzu, kewpie, scallions, and chirashi mix. Like so much going on in there. And I do want to stress, these can be ordered individually too, a la carte, so you don't have to get a set menu. If there's something on the menu that you want that's not part of the set, go on ahead, order it, have fun. This one is definitely more complex than the fatty tuna I had earlier because the other one was simpler in taste, whereas this one, it's spicier, it has like a yuzu flavor, there's mayo inside, Just like a whole bunch of flavors going on. So you gotta be careful because it just kind of squirts out on the other side. Woo, this is so fun. Yeah, be sure to wash your hands before you eat this because you're gonna use your hands pretty much all the time. And now it is your turn, the slammin' salmon as they call it on the menu. So it's torched crab and salmon with spicy eel sauce, pickles, and more of those rice crackers. This one's good too. You definitely taste the smokiness of the salmon inside, but so melt in your mouth at the same time. Oh, so good. You see, this is really one of the most premium hand roll spots that you're going to find anywhere in LA. It's super high quality. And this one is the Neko-chan. So it has bonito, chirashi mix, house pickles, kaiware, and yukari. You really taste all the fish flakes and the bonito in here. I don't know if I can say that this is one of my favorite ones here because I'm more into like fish, like toro, yellowtail, albacore, all that stuff, but it adds variety. So it's something very new from everything else that I've had. And I guess in many ways that's a good thing because you want to sample something, you know, a little different each time, right? This one is called the Toasted Lox Bagel. Despite the name, there is no bagel on top or anywhere inside. So this is kind of like their lox sushi. So the lox schmear is inside with hot smoked salmon, capers, wasabi furikake, scallions, and pickled onion. I don't think you're going to find too many rolls like this. Maybe you might find it in a Jewish deli if you're lucky, but certainly here at the joint. Now, me personally, I've said this in my videos before, I'm not that big of a fan of cream cheese inside the sushi hand roll, so this one is probably my least favorite out of all of them. But I can still appreciate the creativity and the thought that goes into it. Oh yeah, I gotta activate the second stomach for the dessert. So you know where it is, Uoichiba, here in Sherman Oaks. Like I said, you could go to the one in Culver City, but if you come here, you get the fish market, you get the cafe, you just get more options. So maybe to some of you guys, it might be worth it to drive all the way to Sherman Oaks to try this very cool spot. Before I head off to the next restaurant, I do want to give an honorable mention to this restaurant behind me called Kazunori. This is the Japanese restaurant that started the sushi hand roll bar trend beginning in 2014, and they have quite a bit of these locations around Los Angeles County. Unfortunately, I will not be able to eat here today because they restrict filming of such videos inside, but maybe I can show you a few stills. All right, is that good enough? Then I am moving on to the next spot. I have arrived here to downtown LA for my second spot, which is Tamaki Society. This is one of the hottest new sushi hand roll bars you can find in downtown LA. Very highly rated, and I heard it's a Japanese-Korean fusion. Very chef-driven though. That has piqued my curiosity. It's a very small restaurant. Like I said, it is fairly new. And the chef, I heard, used to work in a Michelin star, a 2 Michelin star restaurant. Very passionate about providing really fresh, high quality sushi hand rolls, which is what I'm all about. On Infatuation, they were ranked #3 best sushi hand roll bar in all of Los Angeles. That's a pretty high rating. What do they have here? Tostadas. I love tostadas. Okay, a little bit of a Mexican twist. As well as your rice bowls. You got your chirash, which is very popular from what I heard, as well as their poke bowl. And look at that. They even got small dishes like the seaweed salad, uni toast. That's awesome. And some sashimi. Oh yeah, everything from tuna to yellowtail. And these are the signature hand rolls. Yes, this is what you come here for. So it looks like the rolls are priced from like $7 to $15 depending on what you are getting. You see, they got yellowtail, uni. They even have this crazy caviar uni tuna for 15, super fancy, as well as spicy tuna, veggie, and even these hand roll combos. Look, you could get like 5 hand roll combos for 29 bucks. And there's also this board that tells you what you can get if you don't know what to get here. So I guess their #1 best-selling item is that one, the salmon. And then #2 best-selling is chili yellowtail. And they even have this new hand roll, which is the spring roll. They don't have the alcoholic drinks up here, but like I said, it's right next to the Grayson bar, so you can take your food and you can even enjoy it in here. And here it is. This is the Grayson bar. In downtown LA, you're gonna find a lot of these buildings from the early 1900s, so that's why you shouldn't be surprised to see bars like this that look very classy and very vintage. I mean, I'm not much of a drinker, but if you guys are, just letting you know, you can get premium sushi as well as some really nice cocktails all under one roof. So this is the seaweed they use. It comes in this wrapper, and there's a reason why it comes like that, because it keeps the texture really fresh and crispy. So this is koshikari rice, which is rice from Japan, not California grown, actually from Japan. So once the rice is assembled, then it goes to this side, and then that's when all the toppings go on top. And what I'm noticing about the way that they make their sushi is that it's not like your typical minced toro, tuna, yellowtail, and then it would go into the nori with the warm rice. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. But here it looks like they actually put the whole piece of fish like you would find in the sashimi or the nigiri, along with all the high-grade toppings and just the different steps involved in producing just one hand roll. All right, so this is 6 of their best-selling hand rolls. Let's see what we got here. So this one in the bottom is the seared salmon. So we got garlic aioli, crunch garlic, chili oil, whole grain mustard, mustard dressing, and green onion. Looks so good. And then that one is called the cut. So it has caviar, uni from Japan, as well as tuna. And there's also pickled wasabi, shiso, and soy sauce. And then up there, we have the chili yellowtail. So we got serrano, cilantro, gobo, lemon zest, and yuzu ponzu. And then up there, that one is the creamy uni. Look how much sea urchin is on it. That's crazy. So we got the uni with the jalapeno marmalade, pickled wasabi, shiso, soy sauce. And this is undoubtedly the Korean influence. So in the bottom, we have the sewujang, which is soy marinated shrimp, kimchi, furikake, sesame oil. Yes, this soy marinated shrimp is very popular in Korean restaurants. I've had it before in the past. And then up there is the, so this one is the bosam. If you guys had the original version before with the pork, this one does not have pork. So it's cured mackerel, along with the bean paste inside, the pickled perilla leaf, serrano, and garlic. And you're probably wondering what this is. This is for the trash. Like when you toss in the foil, it goes right in here. This plastic is very easy to remove. So once you remove it, that's when you have to start eating it right away, or else it's going to become very soggy, which is what you don't want. Whoa. Okay. If you love uni, then this is really your dream uni hand roll. This is like uni overload. I don't know if I've ever had a hand roll before that had so much Japanese uni on it. And I can tell this is really fresh uni. It's like very clean tasting. It has like a sweet flavor. And another thing is they already put some sort of sauce on it, so you don't really need to dip it in soy sauce unless you really love that soy sauce flavor. So like I said, the Tamaki Society opens for both lunch and dinner. The Grayson Bar only at nighttime, beginning at 5 p.m. So if you want the alcoholic beverages, then you have to come at nighttime to get the full-on experience. Wow, I love the combination of everything that's in here. Like the spicy kick. That pairs with the richness of the yellowtail, it's perfect. But you know what will make it even more amazing is if I put some soy sauce on it. Oh yeah. Really fresh, high quality, and thick yellowtail. See, all you have to do with the plastic is slide one side off like that into the trash bin. See, that's pretty cool, right? And then the other side, just like that. All right, I got it. See, if I got it, you guys can do it too. So simple. Some of the best sushi hand rolls I've ever had. Everything just melts in your mouth. It's so flavorful. Just because a Japanese rice is served in a Japanese restaurant doesn't mean that it actually came from Japan. Most of it is actually grown in California. So if you hear of restaurants using koshikari rice, that means it's from Japan. It's going to have more of like a glutinous, sweeter flavor. It's going to be magnificent, just like what they're using in here. Since this already has its marinade on top, I think you can eat it by itself. I mean, I've had this in Korean restaurants before. That shrimp is so crunchy and so fat. It's like plump. There's kimchi on top too, so it adds extra crunchiness and not too spicy. You know, this is the first time I've had raw marinated shrimp Korean style inside of a sushi roll like this. So as you can see, just like I told you in the beginning, this sushi hand roll bar is Japanese, but it's also very much Korean too. And they do it so good because they really put a lot of thought into these recipes. Me, usually if I get about 6, then I feel pretty satisfied. But I might get a little bit more afterwards since I want to try the other things that are on the menu. I guess in many ways that does taste like a bossam, at least on the inside. It's so tender and smoky, and they give you such good portions in these. And that's one of the things that I really like about this restaurant is how much fish they give you in these hand rolls. Like the portion is so big. You're really getting your money's worth with this. Creamy, spicy, rich masterpiece. I love the garlic aioli, love the chili oil, love the rice, love everything about the salmon. Usually when I've had salmon dishes in the past, I never really had much complaint about it, so I am not too surprised that I like this one. But they use really good salmon here. And the sauce and the toppings is like superb. I think this is actually one of my favorite ones here today. So I'm gonna end the night by trying 3 more of their hot items, including their tuna tostada. And I heard that this is one of the popular things to get here as well. So this one has tuna, avocado, furikake, truffle snow. That's what all that snow is on top. Ume, aioli, umami vinaigrette, and pickled radish. And I think this is the first time I've had a tostada in a sushi hand roll bar. Okay, that's fascinating. That thing is pretty mind-blowing. Really, that is one of the best tasting tostadas I've ever had. I don't think I've ever had one that had such a truffle umami flavor. So you got the thick cuts of the tuna on top, along with the avocado, the snowflakes on it that's made of truffle or something. I mean, this whole thing is like, it tastes like a tostada that would come out of a Michelin star restaurant. I mean, could you believe it here in this tiny little space in downtown next to Grand Central Market? You better get here fast because I heard that they sell out of the fish sometimes, like all in one day. then you just have to wait till the next day. So like I said, you would come in, you order at the counter, and they give it to you all like at the same time so that you can eat as slow or as fast as you want at the table. And then all of these flavors, it's just so unique. Like every one of them is so unique in its own way and so chef driven. And they give you these thick cuts of fish inside and just so satisfying when you eat all of these sushi hand rolls. Now I can see why this place is so highly rated on Yelp, Google, Infatuation. I didn't really believe it at first, but now that I tried it, I'm like, yeah, this place definitely is one of the top places, especially in downtown LA. You can't miss it. And last but not least, I have made it out here to Koreatown for another special hand roll restaurant. This is Norikaya. It is a pretty new restaurant. It's only been around for a few months, but it's already getting such amazing reviews. And this is one of the most upscale hand roll bar experiences that you can find in LA. They only open for dinner, and I came pretty early so I can beat the dinner crowd. So like I said, this restaurant opens for dinner time, but the hours could change in the near future from what I heard. So always check with the restaurant just to make sure. And it's super nice in here. When you walk in here, you'll notice that it is kind of a small restaurant, but very upscale and very elegant. Ooh, I love this gold painting. It's kind of like an artist just took a giant brush and just brushed some calligraphy on the wall. See, this is fancy. Signature tamaki, a lot of house special rolls, and just want to let you know that they don't have preset roll menus here, so it's not like you can get 3 or 5 or 6 at a certain price. Everything is ordered a la carte. It's also not cheap too, it's kind of on the pricey side, but I heard it's pretty premium ingredients that they are using. And they also have hot items, as well as cold items, which is more of like your tapas foods. After all, this is a hand roll and tapas restaurant. So just like the other hand roll bars, you have your soy sauce usually at the table. Nice little soy sauce tray right there. And then when they make the hand rolls, it goes right on here. And be sure to eat it pretty quickly. From the cold menu section, the tropical salmon. Look how pretty that looks. So this is 5 pieces of citrus cured salmon with apple mango tangy sauce, grapefruit, charred orange segments, mangoes, micro cilantro, and avocado oil. And this one, no soy sauce necessary. Just letting you know, because a lot of these sushi dishes, appetizer, sashimi, will already have its own unique house-made sauce. Wow, that is a burst of flavor. It's like you could taste citrusy, you could taste tropical taste. Wow, this is pretty good. Yeah, one of their most popular appetizers here. Most every hand roll bar that I've been to have their own appetizers and kind of like their own small bites on the menu. It's really no different here. So when you come here, I think this is really the top seller from the cold section from what I heard. And so it begins. This is the first signature tamaki, the nazu, the one all the way at the top of the menu. So this is their vegetarian one, a miso glazed nazu, which is eggplant with parmesan, mozzarella, and garnished with chives. And here's something else I noticed that's pretty interesting about the way they make their hand rolls here is that it's open. You see how it's not like fully rolled up? It's kind of like in a U shape where this is exposed so you can see what's inside. I think that's pretty cool because then it won't get as soggy quickly. Wow, don't you just love this? Look at this, it's their tamaki holder, custom made, and it's pretty heavy too. Kind of helps retain the shape. Now I heard that with a lot of these hand rolls, it already has its own sauce inside, but you can always add more of this, which is the soy sauce if you're a soy sauce type of person. That is like the most interesting hand roll that I've ever had. I think this is the first time I've ever had an eggplant hand roll. So it's like sweet and savory and a little salty too from the cheese. It's warm, very warm rice, kind of melt in your mouth. And the seaweed, the nori, you know, just like what you'll find in a lot of hand roll bars too. And by the way, the soy sauce is house made. That is another plus. You see all the care and attention they put into making the food here. Oh wow. Yeah, I like the soy sauce too. Because now with the soy sauce, it tastes more Japanese, like something out of Japan. Hey, when in doubt, just dunk it in soy sauce and you'll get a fabulous tasting sushi. And the next tamaki, which is the seared scallop. I heard it's pretty high grade scallop. They call this a U10 scallop that's seared, and there's also kimchi, amazu inside. Pretty fancy sounding, right? Pickled wasabi radish, wasabi sesame seeds with the fried sweet potato chips, and you can kind of see it on top. You see that? It's bound to fall off. Very soft scallops inside, and I can tell very fresh, high quality, crispiness of the potato chips on top, the what's called kimchi flavor inside too. You definitely taste it. I'm telling you, soy sauce just like makes any sushi taste good. And hand roll number 3. So this one is the salmon, which is salmon jang with white onion, negi, umami, aioli, and crispy shallots. So what I'm really noticing about the sushi hand rolls is that it's not your most traditional sushi hand roll that you can find. I mean, they do have some traditional selections, but it has more of like a chef's twist to it. And then some that are really more like house creations. Yeah, for sure, this one, you don't really need soy sauce. The salmon itself has a really nice pure taste, you know, like that rich salmon taste. House blend soy sauce, the jang adds tremendous like sweet and slightly salty flavor. But you know me, I'm gonna put my soy sauce to good use because this is house-made soy sauce. So I would say if you're a really big salmon fan, then for sure the salmon one is what you gotta get because you get so much salmon in your mouth. And the flavor is just so great tasting too. I think I'm gonna skip the alcohol for tonight, but I do like my iced matcha green tea. Yeah, you can really taste that matcha flavor in this one. I'm a green tea type of person. I always like to have green tea with my sushi. Even water's fine with lemon. With sushi, it's like no soda. I like the pure experience all around. And this one is called the Sam Lobster. Oh yeah, one of the fancy ones on the menu too. So inside is baked lobster with Sam aioli, crunchy garlic chili flakes with micro wasabi, and pickled red pearl onion. Every time I bite into something, I feel like I'm discovering a flavor to a hand roll that I've never had before. The Sam flavor very much tastes like that sweet, spicy soy sauce that's in a lot of those Korean restaurants. Like they use it in those barbecue pork dishes. Like one of the restaurants that come to mind is Hamji Pak over here in Koreatown. Really awesome restaurant. As usual, the soy sauce will complete everything. Happy sushi dance right there. See, this is really fancy hand rolls here. Like very chef driven. You're always gonna get a new hand roll where you have no idea what it is unless you have the manager or server explain it to you. That's how creative and original it is. And this one is the unagi strawberry. See, another one of their interesting creative dishes. So it's baked freshwater eel, avocado puree, cucumber, and strawberry. Okay, that's pretty good. That's like one of the most unique tasting unagis that I've had. And it works too. Like on top you taste the strawberry, which is really melt in your mouth. I almost feel like I'm eating the strawberry on top of like shortcake or something like that, some dessert. And then you have the savoriness of the unagi, which is melt in your mouth, extremely warm.
You get the crunch of the cucumbers, warm rice. I mean, it's very new, but it definitely works. Once it gets darker, they do dim the lights, so now it's like more romantic, or it just sets like a mood that's pretty nice, especially at nighttime. I almost feel like I'm in a pretty bougie lounge now, or nightclub or something. It's good. Freshwater eel is one of my favorite sushi fish. Most of the time, I'm gonna like it. And this one, definitely grade A.
Okay, I just had to get this one too from the hot section. This is the grilled baby corn. From what I heard, this is the owner's favorite appetizer izakaya food. So it's snow cheese powder and Parmesan cheese garnished with chives over baby corn. It looks so delicate. So I guess you can say this is kind of like a play on the Korean corn cheese dishes that you find in a lot of Korean barbecue and Korean pub restaurants. So like a fancier version with sweet baby corn. Oh, wow. That is pretty mind-blowing, actually. Whoa. It's like sweet and salty, crunchy, soft all at the same time. This is really like the best baby corn dish that I've had ever. But then again, I don't eat baby corn that often because I'm not really the biggest fan of it. I always thought it was kind of a boring food to eat. But you can take even the most blandest, boring food, and if you're a good chef, you can create a masterpiece like this. So for sure, Norikaya is the handroll bar you gotta go to if you want upscale, elevated, creative, chef-driven sushi rolls with some izakaya small bites. Plus, they got a lot of drinks on the menu. Norikaya in Koreatown on Western Avenue, 6th Street. Now keep in mind, these aren't the only 3 really good ones they can find in LA. But if you start with these very good, unique ones, then you're gonna have a blast eating sushi hand rolls all around the city. Anyways, gonna finish up on my corn here, but thank you so much for watching this sushi tour, and I'll see you all in the next food adventure.